Are we live? I think I'm live. Um, I'm just pull up my stream on my phone to make sure I am live because sometimes there's always that inkling feeling.
I
Oh, I
think
am
I'm
live.
live.
Wait, I am live. Awesome. So, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. Today's a very exciting day. It is the day where I am going to finish my fourth draft of my book. But before we get into all that, how are you doing? How are you guys today? How are you feeling? What are you writing? What do you think of the fall thumbnail? I really like how those colors turned out personally. So today we are working on the fourth draft of my book, Seaside. And I've been working on it earlier today. It's been in some ways, it's been anticlimactic, but it's also like, I feel like very anxious about it. Like, it's finishing. Like, does that make any sense? Um, yeah, it's a confusing mix of feelings. On the one hand, I feel very good about finishing it because it will mean I have less work on my shoulders for the rest of September and just in general. But also, um, finishing might mean that I have nothing to do now. So I don't know. I'm of a mixed opinion about it. Today, I've written I didn't write two chapters earlier today, but I was working on the emotional climax chapter, which is like the emotional climax chapter is chapter 49. And that was a beefy chapter. That was probably the longest chapter I've had so far at 2,500 words. But anyway, if you're just joining the stream, let me know what you're working on today. Um, I'm especially interested at what point of your project you're at so far, if you are writing, or just like what you plan on doing today. If you're reading, if you're doing other productive things, that's also good and approved. So I was working on chapter 49 earlier today, which puts my final word count at 78,167 before I write the final two chapters here. And that's going to be, I have never written these last final falling action chapters before, but I feel like they will both be quite short, and I'm planning on finishing my fourth draft today. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be like finished amazingly, but it's going to be finished, period. Because these chapters are new, like they will be at like the first draft standard, and later I will have to edit them to make them on par with the rest of the story. But there will be an ending today. I'm gonna write, yeah, just a little chapter between two of my main characters, obviously, and then another chapter between two of my main characters. Yeah, in different situations. This is so descriptive. Isn't this what you came for? Anyway, something else I also like to do with my streams is I like to make them a little random in the amount of time that we sprint for. So that is where this deck of cards comes in. And in the spirit of Seaside, I've chosen a beach sea, a thematically appropriate deck of cards. This is Cape Hatteras National Seashore playing cards. And yeah, they've got like lighthouses and fiddler crabs on them. I've never played with my deck of cards. I have quite a few. Oh, these are just like instruction cards, but I have quite a few decks of cards, as you can see up here. Um, and like some pictures are like a hit. Like this one is, what does it say? Did it say Batty Island? No, this is Bodie Island Light Station, and that one's nice. It's got a sunset. But others are like just a fiddler crab. I can't find one at the moment, but you know they're all nice and have sunsets. But the problem is I haven't shuffled them before, so I have to do a little shuffling now. Sorry for the front work, but that's how it works. I've never opened it before. It's very there's a fiddler crab. Um, yeah, they're just on the. I don't know where you geographically are, but here on the East Coast where I am, there are these little crabs that come out at night on the beaches on the Atlantic coast. Um, I'm not sure if they're like only southeast coast or if they're like all. on the coast, but I've seen quite a few of those. And I'm actually kind of like, they kind of like freak me out. Like the little, I don't know, they're like skittering motion. I have been to many walks on the beach at night, and they're always there, and they're a menace. So anyway, the way this deck of cards thing is going to work is I will choose number of minutes based on the value of the card that's chosen. So 5 is obviously a 5, but like a jack will be 11, queen will be 12, and a king will be 13. So for the first sprint, we're going to do 1 card. Second sprint, 2 cards. Third sprint, 3 cards. And the fourth sprint, 4 cards. So we'll see what happens. If we end up getting a very short number, so like anywhere less than 5 for our first sprint, I will jump immediately into a second sprint. And we will do another card pick before that happens to keep the spirit of randomness. Not quite done shuffling yet, but how was everyone's day? I had a rather productive morning. Wrote about, how many words am I at for today? I written/edited from the third draft just over 2,000 words today. So I've been busy. And I'm very eager to finish this dang fourth draft. I've been working on Seaside since the beginning of August 2020, so just a few months after the pandemic started. I finished the third draft sometime earlier this year, and I want to say not March, but like maybe I finished in May. I feel like I finished the third draft in May, and then I sent it off to beta readers, and now here we are finishing the fourth draft. Exciting. I plan to do a pass after the fourth draft is done, like do an editing pass and figure out, some places I left brackets. I'm probably going to fix those places. And then I'll probably do my own self-edited fifth draft. I don't feel like I need another round of beta readers at the moment. That might change, but I don't feel like there will be any major structural changes. This fifth draft will not be such a huge overhaul as the other drafts have been. I feel like the book is finally settling somewhat into what it needs to be. So I'm very glad for that. But anyway, I think we're almost shuffled enough. I don't really know how to shuffle properly with like that motion. Maybe I should learn, but my hands are kind of small. So I don't think that's really feasible. But anyway, I'm going to cut the deck. And we're going to see how long we're spinning for the first sprint. That's upside down. Okay, first card is an ace, which is actually a 1. But meanwhile, we can look at the pretty card. My webcam isn't focusing quite enough for the letters, but it says Bodie Island Light Station. That's the first card we had on stream earlier today. And since we're having such a short sprint, I'm going to choose 2 cards for the next sprint, because I don't want you to like lose your flow in the middle of that. So same shuffling. If this is a 2, I didn't shuffle enough. Nope, it's a 4. And that is, caption says Starry Night. Atmospheric, nostalgic. She's cute. Okay. Second card. Another short one. We are having a bunch of short sprints today. This is the Cape Hatteras Light Station, which I've actually been to. And that's where I got this deck of cards. It's quite pretty, although we didn't see it in this state. So it looks like we're having a very short sprint today. If I feel the need for it, I will call for a 5th sprint later on, and that's probably going to be the case today. Surprise. So the first sprint is going to be 1 minute, and the second sprint is going to be 7 minutes. I can do basic addition. I got this. So we're going to have like a 1 minute, and then I'm going to immediately follow it up with a 7-minute timer, just so we don't have a flow state breakage. So we're going to have an 8-minute sprint, technically, but it'll be like half and half. Yeah, let me share my screen. Do I remember how to do this? Yes, I do. Okay, today's sponsor is not Planned Parenthood, although Shout out to wherever they're doing right now. Um, it's packed organic clothing. They're probably because I just bought something from them, so that makes sense. How do I reset this? Hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's have ourselves an 8-minute sprint, which is technically 2 sprints in one. The sound I'm going to be using is going to be a bird sound at the very end, so don't be surprised. And it sounds like this. So that's what it sounds like. And we're going to have our first and second sprint at the same time today. So, open your document, or maybe go get some tea, some refreshment, go take a bathroom break, and I will see you in 8 minutes. Okay, let's get started. Okay, that's enough of that. Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello, Steve. Don't worry, you're not late at all. You're just on time. And hello, Anna. It's nice to see you. How do I take this banner off? Okay, I figured it out. So how did everyone do for that sprint? That was technically like the first/second sprint, and I feel like we're gonna have a fifth sprint on later today, because of our low draw today. So our first sprint was technically 1 minute, and the second one was 7 minutes with a 3 and a 4. But we're gonna fix that. Don't worry, we're gonna sprint more than like 30 minutes today. So how did everyone do for that sprint? I was working on chapter 50 out of 51. This is wild. It's so crazy. So I got about 200 words. I got 204 words for that sprint. And Stieg is going through a marital crisis with a work in progress and don't know how to fix it. What's wrong with it? Is it like, is it no longer satisfying you? Are you not liking it anymore? Have you fallen out of love? Marital crisis really is a good metaphor for that. Anyway, what's wrong with it? Anna's working on a work email that they've been putting off all day. Well, good thing that you're working on it now. We're going to have another sprint shortly if you need to get back to that. So don't worry. Also, you can totally do it while I'm talking. I'm not offended at all. But yeah, I got about 200 words. I expect this chapter to be about 600. So it's like, we're in the end game now. Like, we are very, very close to finishing this draft. I am at 78,371. Although I just realized earlier today that I'm going to have to cut some documents from the end of the manuscript total that Scrivener is counting. So it's going to be closer to, like, I'm going to have to take off about 1,400 words. So it won't be like as impressive as like 80,000, but it'll be close. Okay, your work in progress is not giving what it needs to give, and you don't know a therapist to fix it. Steve hates everything about it. The prose, the story, the length, the way he breathes, and the way he sighs. Interesting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your problems. I'm sorry it's giving you so much trouble right now. If it's the prose, maybe, I don't know if you thought about changing point of view or stuff, but like maybe that's an issue, or you might just be in a rough patch. And it might just be like I hate everything right now, which is fine. I respect that. But like, dang, if it's the, I don't know. If it's a visceral reaction that's like, it's like, ugh, then maybe I'm taking this too literally. But I don't know, just like, read your draft when it's not so painful anymore and try to figure out what specifically you don't like about it. And maybe that's everything. Maybe you need to rewrite it or think about it differently. That's all the wisdom I have. Or if you were just making a joke and you just don't like it right now, that's also fine. Funnily enough, my word count for each draft we've kind of come full circle now. It was, I think my first draft, it was either 70,000-ish or 75,000-ish. I don't remember which number it was in that range, but it was, between those two. It was between those two fences. And my second draft was much longer. It was 89,000 words. So I tried to pack in a bunch of plot that didn't need to be there, and I just cut again. But I tried to pack in a bunch of plot, and then I think the third draft was 82,000 words. So I cut down some more. And now we're at the fourth draft, which is going to be shorter than the third draft. So like I feel like I've figured out the story length finally. Maybe every time I write a new draft, I say that. But like, isn't that strange? How I thought the book was only going to grow, but instead it only grew once, and it is. Well, I guess it might have. Let me think about this. It grew dramatically from the first to the second draft, and then since then it is shrunk. It is like I wrote a first draft I wasn't happy with. I overcompensated, and now it is settling back into like a reasonable length. I don't know what is reasonable, but we are currently, I think, even though my goal is at 80,000 words right now, I don't think it's going to be 80,000. If I cut out the 1,400 I'm supposed to cut out, we're going to be around 77,000 by the time I get to the end, which, is good. I feel like I don't know, is that too short, or am I only thinking that because I cut out so much and because I once had almost 90,000 and now it's like 77. I'm like, what did I do? Like, I feel like I took out a lot, but maybe it's better. I don't really know. Like, is a YA romance like, is it okay for it to be 77 or does it need to be longer? I don't really know. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to the comments now. Stick thinks he's just being dramatic, which is fine. Or you're just in an existential crisis because I don't know how much I need to work to fix it, and that feels daunting. Yeah. Not knowing the amount of work you have left to do on something, I can really understand how that would feel daunting. I don't know. I guess maybe try not to think about your project for a while. You don't know how much work you need to feel to fix it. I don't know. Just try to see if you can break it down into like manageable tasks. I also feel like kind of an imposter right now telling you what to do with your story to fix it. Like, what do I know? But perhaps that seems like some sort of wisdom. I don't know. And it says maybe you should try living at separate houses for a few days. Yeah, I think distance might be a good thing. It might be a good prescription at this point. I'm going to shuffle these a little better because I did not like that we had very short sprints earlier. Oh, hello. Lady Neo is here today. Welcome. If you are working on something, feel free to let me know what you're working on. Stieg at the moment is having an existential crisis about his work in progress. Don't we all? At some point. I kind of feel like I did have a crisis with this book after. It was in the middle of the first draft. So I had written about 40,000 words in the draft, I think. And then I was like, I have nothing for the second half. Nothing. And nothing good, at least. So I filled it with a bunch of like filler and stuff that didn't make any sense. And then I was like, I need to replot this. So that took a while. And just to think about how far this book has come from then, it's wild. Lady Neo is working on chapter 4 of Insomnia. Is this a full length, like a novel project, or is this I guess you don't really have chapters in short stories, do you? So it is a novel. Cool. So it seems like you just started your work in progress, which is great. It's awesome. Right now, I'm very attached to ending stories rather than beginning them because I'm about to end this one. But yeah, the beginning is exciting because there's so much creative potential that happens at the beginning of the story. But that can also be daunting too. Like, there's so many things that could happen, so many paths you could follow with the plot. So I don't know. It's always a double-edged sword, or yeah, I think that metaphor works for that. So we've technically already had 2 sprints today, but we're just going to call that one the first sprint. So we're not going to have like only sprinting for 30 minutes today, because that is not going to finish my look. We're going to have a 3-card pull for our next sprint. Yes, I'm not even going to number them anymore. We're going to have a 3-card pull for our next sprint. So that will be anywhere from 3 minutes, which is statistically unlikely, to, what is 13 times 3? 36? And that's if we pull 3 kings, which is also statistically unlikely. So hopefully somewhere in like the 18 to 25 range. I feel like that would be good. And also the sun is going in and out on me. It has been today. So I appreciate your patience if my light goes in and out. But like, yeah, okay. I think I'm ready to pull now. We will examine these thematically appropriate. Oh my god, are you kidding me? I'm so upset. 13 times 3 is 39. Yeah, feel free to publicly shame me for that. So it could be 39 minutes. Thank you, Steve. Okay, we're gonna move on. I'm gonna have a. Oh, I think the Joker's. Okay, the Joker is in this deck, but I'm gonna pull it out so I don't have a Joker pull. And look, it was gonna be the second card. Oh, it was gonna get in the way and everything. Okay. Shuffle one more time. Let's pull our 3 cards from our thematically appropriate deck for our next sprint. Okay, so these are Cape Hatteras National Seashore cards that I got as a souvenir at Cape Hatteras. Okay, so we have 8, great start. This is specifically a picture of sea oats. My camera doesn't focus great on tiny text, but those are what sea oats on the East Coast looks like. So, yes, we have an 8. Next card. A 9. Perhaps I didn't shuffle it as great as I thought I did, because this is a heart and this is a heart. But this is the, I can't read it off the thumbnail, but it's Ocracoke Island Light Station. So it's another lighthouse on a road, interestingly enough. Very nice. And funnily enough, this kind of looks like the lighthouse that's in my book. If you don't know, I don't think I talk about it very much because I kind of want to keep it under wraps, but in Seaside, like the lighthouse is very important to it, especially the title that I don't ever tell anyone about. So you have the insider knowledge. But the last card we're doing is going to be a jack. So this will be 11 minutes. So we're going to have, a nice hefty sprint on our hands. And look, it's a baby sea turtle. This is a green sea turtle. And that's so cute. If that's not cute, I don't know what is. So we have this many. And now I have to do math. $11 plus 9 is 20, plus 8, 28. So we're going to have a 28-minute sprint. Feel free to correct me on that. It's really fine if you do. I make mistakes all the time, as you can tell. But yeah. I'm going to be working on chapter freaking 50. Chapter 50. And I'm probably going to finish it in the sprint. And then I only have 1 chapter left. But enough about me. Let's start this timer. I suddenly forgot everything I was doing, but I got it now. So we have 28 minutes for this sprint, and I like that number. It's a very good number. Again, I have bird song for the sprint ending sound. So don't be alarmed if you hear birds. It just means it's time for a break. Okay. How's everyone feeling? I'm feeling good. I'm ready. Okay. I'll see you back in 28 minutes. Let's get writing. All right, my friends, that was the end of the second writing sprint. I'll give you all a second to collect yourself, finish writing the last sentence you're working on, and come back to the stream. I'm a little peeved because I was writing the final, like, emotional realization of the chapter, and I didn't finish before the sprint ended. But like, I also had a little crisis, so it's been also an eventful sprint for me. I realized that I might not be writing another chapter after this one, which means that chapter 50, the one I'm working on, might be the last chapter, which means like, I'm even closer to the end than I thought I was. Because the ending, I'm gonna be honest, the very last chapter I had planned, chapter 51, is like it's more of an epilogue, like a everything's good epilogue, but maybe I don't need an everything's good epilogue and I can just leave it. I don't really know. But I was just about to finish writing the end of chapter 50. I was adding in the final piece of the puzzle there, but I didn't quite finish. I will certainly finish the next sprint, but I had a conversation with myself for that sprint. Anna sent her work email finally. Sorry, I don't mean finally like that. I just mean I'm glad you finally sent your email, and it took almost the whole sprint. Well, it's done now. And work emails can be like hard because of like the etiquette involved. So I get it. Stig is trying to gather his thoughts about where the story is going forward. Very good. Nice. Lady Neo did about a page and a half. I wonder, are you handwriting your draft? I haven't handwritten in a very long time. I like it from a creative standpoint. I don't really like it from a editing standpoint because like you can't really control F a notebook. You can only do that to a document. Anyway, I'm having a crisis. I don't know if I'm actually writing the ending right now or if I'm gonna have another chapter after this one because I feel like maybe, well, chapter 49 is a very emotionally heightened chapter. It's very like an emotional, like, exhale, like the whole, if the whole book was an inhale, it's just finally like the moment of an exhale. And like the last two chapters that I had planned are very short, and if I cut out one of them, that means the payoff at the end is even shorter. So I feel like I should write chapter 51 anyway, even if it's like also really short, because I feel like maybe the book needs that. I'll think about it. I'll think about it some more. I need to reshuffle my cards so we can have another sprint. But in the meantime, I have a couple. Well, I have one question for everyone watching today. Tell me something that gives you fall vibes, and like, are you incorporating any of those things into your writing practice? Like, if you think candles are like fall aesthetic, do you do any candles while you're writing? Um, I don't think I do anything directly fall, except for like have a blanket or maybe sometimes some hot tea. But I don't have it yet because it's still very much 80 degrees outside. And it's also the afternoon. I feel like tea is more like an evening drink. Lady Neo has a fight scene coming up soon. Just trying to see who's going to be paired up with who. Nice, nice. I guess fall, when I think of pumpkin spice latte. For some reason, I'm also thinking of iced coffee as a fall thing, but I don't really know if that tracks. I think of candles and leaves. Riveting. I've also been thinking about, for my background, like, I feel like I need like a tapestry right here, or like just something like maybe like a poster. I don't know. Um, it seems a little bare, but I don't know what to put there. Maybe I can put this thing, this like chart here, but like I feel like it's bookish, and I don't feel like it would belong here. And it'd also be like it's pretty small. Like I can stretch it, like it's that like that's the top of it, and the rest of it goes behind my bookshelf. So I don't really think I'm gonna move that, but I don't really know what to do for this part of my wall. um, Earlier today, I also filmed 2 videos, but it was really one video twice. And by that I mean I did a tag video. I did the main character tag for Luca and Julian, who are the main characters of my book. I did one for each of them because they are very different. And funnily enough, the runtime of me recording it was both 17 minutes long for each character. So that's a little behind the scenes for you. I feel like it's weird. But also it's not weird because the tag is the same length. The same number of questions. I just find it interesting that I landed at the same number of minutes for both the videos. Okay, for our next sprint, we're going to draw 4 cards, and I'm hoping for somewhere that's less than 30. I kind of really want a short one because I just want that instant gratification of getting to finish my 4th draft. Yes, that's the one. And so technically we could have a 4-minute sprint. It's probably not going to show up unless I pull all aces. But we could also have a hold on, I'm doing 13 times 4, and it's a bit taxing for me. 10 times 4 is 40, plus 12, 52. Could have a 52-minute sprint, which is also statistically unlikely. But yeah, could be that long. Ideally, I would want like a 10-minute sprint, but that's not going to happen when I'm pulling 4 cards. So we'll see what happens. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you like this card thing. I find I started it because I wanted a little randomness. Like I like how Kate Kavanaugh and other streamers use a little bit of randomness, but also a little bit of nerdiness at the same time when they were doing sprints. I just found that interesting. Although sometimes picking random is a little limiting. It's obviously unpredictable sometimes. Like sometimes you'll get a 1-minute sprint like we did earlier today, and then a 7-minute sprint, which wasn't very long. So like I feel like in the future, when I have more time to do live streams, I will do maybe like a deck of cards for the last sprint of streams, or I would do random streams and then like I guess vanilla streams with just like 20-minute timers for the whole thing. Something like that. It's a thought. I'm thinking about it. I do not have enough time to live stream every week currently because grad school is really kicking my ass. But it's just, I do it when I can. I appreciate your patience. Can I do it next week? No, I really can't. I'm going to a music festival on Friday. So I really can't. But when is the next time I can do a live stream? I can do it probably on Friday the 30th of September. I'll think about it. I'm going to put it tentatively on my Google Calendar. I'll think about it, maybe. Otherwise, I could have some the next one would be in October. It's really depending on how busy I am and what the heck is up, Kyle. So, yeah. Lady New at some point is trying to do a 5-hour sprint. Why? That was way too long. I can't even imagine focusing for 5 hours. The most I can deep focus on something is probably, I'm talking school assignments, so not even writing, it's probably an hour and a half. Like, I need a break after that. 5-hour sprint. I mean, I appreciate the dedication and the willingness to just get it all done in 5 hours, but man, that's a long sprint. I feel like if I did that, I would be setting myself up for failure, and I would spend precisely 38 minutes of that 5 hours writing and the other times on Instagram. Okay, so I think I'm ready to pick our 4 cards now. It's a little dark now. Probably, is it going to rain later? I don't know. But it is a little dark. The sunshine has gone away. But we are now going to do our next sprint with 4 cards. So we'll see what we get. I kind of want short. It's probably not going to be short. I'm going to live with it. Okay, I thought that was an ace, but sadly it's a 6. Oh, I really like this lighthouse. It is the Bodhi Island light station. I thought this was Batty Island, but it's not. A nice moody sunset, clouds. Here for it. Okay, 6. Remember that. If you can do the math faster than me, then congratulations, you're better at math than me. This caption says sand dunes. It's a very blue image. That's 5. So 6 plus 5. 7. Although these are all different suits. So this is natural RNG, baby. This is also Bodhi Island light station. Oh, it is. Wait. Why do they reprint it? These are different views of the same lighthouse, but just one is in the morning and I guess closer, and this one is further away. I feel like you could have been a little more creative, unless there just aren't that many lighthouses in North Carolina. Okay, last card. 8. Oh, it is an 8. This is weird. 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is sea oats again. Nice sea oats. I don't know if you can actually eat those oats. Nor do I know how oats are harvested. So, whatever. Okay, so here are our numbers for today. It is... Oh my god. Okay. 26? I think it's 26. Because I did 8 plus 5 is 12 plus... No, hold on. 7 plus 5 is 12 plus 8 is 20 plus 6 is 26. I think it's 26. Please check my math because I have been known to be wrong before. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8. Interesting, for this sprint we're going to have less time than the last sprint, even though it's more cards. So I think it's so interesting how randomness can play out sometimes. Wait, is this right? Is it really going to be only 26? Yeah, it's going to be only 26. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice mid-level sprint. It's definitely as much as I can handle right now. I'm not going to stop a sprint when I get to the end, but know that I'm probably going to get to the end during this sprint. So let me share my screen. Share my screen. This is not a Zoom call. But y'all, I'm in 2 Zoom classes this semester. It is, oh, it's a lot. Okay, so we have 26 minutes for our next sprint. Let me get that banner all fixed up so we know what we're doing. Okay, what time is it now? So it's 4:20-ish, and after this it will be 4:40. So we might do a bonus sprint with like just a few minutes. If y'all want to write some more, let me know after this. Yeah, so let me know like right now, or I guess after the sprint is over, if you feel like writing some more, and we can do another short sprint. I'll pull a couple cards and we can do that. If not, then we'll probably peace out after this sprint. It's gonna be great. Okay, and thank you, Stig. Thank you so much. It's been a long time coming. Okay, here we go. Let's start our third sprint in 3, 2, 1. Happy writing. All right. That was the end of our third writing sprint, or fourth, depending on how you want to look at it. I'll give you a second to collect yourself. If you noticed, during that sprint, Grayson finished her fourth draft. I also was like kind of emotional. I was tearing up a little bit. It was very. It kind of felt like I feel like a sense like of kind of like I have no purpose now. Like what do I do? But overall, it was good feelings. It's a little bit of. I guess I feel relief. I feel good feelings, but also, always questioning my decision. Did I do the right thing by taking out the final chapter? I think I did, but like, I'm not gonna know until I let it sit for a while. I also noticed that Savion joined us. Hello, Savion. And thank you guys. Thank you for the congratulations. I'm so glad to be done with this fourth draft. It's been a long time coming. It's not perfect, but it's done. There are still some brackets I need to fix in some places in the draft. Not many, thankfully, but just a few little places that I'm not going to touch now. I'm going to give it a couple weeks, maybe just 1 week. I'll take some time off from the draft, and then I will go back through it to do an editing pass, and I will see what needs to be done, see if I need to write a fifth draft. I don't feel like it's going to be a huge structural draft. But like, this book is definitely the best it has ever been before, and that is really energizing to me. And it also makes me really happy. I feel like really proud. And yeah, after this fourth draft and after this, like fiddling with it in like fifth draft, hopefully I'll be querying by the end of this year. Yikes. Maybe I will write the fifth draft. I'm unsure what the rest of my plans for this year will be. I know I want to have the fifth draft done by November. Like, I want to finish it in November, but I don't know if I want to do it as a NaNoWriMo thing. Anyway, I didn't even ask what y'all worked on. That's a print. I'm sorry. So what did y'all work on? I finished my book. I don't know when I will write this fifth draft. Like, and I'm obviously going to do my schoolwork first because that's technically my job right now is to do that. But it'll get done when it gets done. It might be October. It might be November. I'm hoping to close the door on this book, like no more edits until, oh, Stig was going to bed? Okay. Bye, Stig. You might have already left. Bye. But yeah, I know it's late in the Netherlands, Norway. I know it's late. Yeah. Let me know if you guys want to do another sprint. I'm good to call it here. I will mention that now that I finished with my fourth draft, I get to read this book, which I've been really looking forward to. This is Cinderella Ninja Warrior. It is a gem. I've never read it before, but this is what I'm going to do to celebrate my victory. Is read this book. I think it's a middle grade. It might be a YA book. It was written in 2011. It is I expect it to be either like trashy and I love it or really good and I love it. So I'm going to win either way. And this line made me laugh. It was, Cinderella often wished she were a ninja warrior. No, make that a ninja and a wizard. I love it. It's great. This book's out of print, so I bought it on a like book thrift situation, and I wrote an article about retellings. This was on it. I found it on the internet, and I was like, I need to have it. So that's how this came to be. Lady Neo finished chapter 4. Very good. And the next chapter starts with the fighting scene. Very good. Good to know. I think I am going to call it here. Like, I am... I don't have the mental capacity to stream anymore. Yes, Cinderella, like, is this not the best concept you've ever heard? Yeah, I have no idea how much ninja is actually in the book. It might just be like an appropriation, but I don't know. I'm gonna find out. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be reading this, having some good food, maybe some ice cream. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching this stream. Like it if you haven't already. Just to draw people into the stream right as it's ending. Yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for witnessing me finishing my 4th draft live. It was really exciting. And yeah, I hope like your writing continues to go well. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Happy Friday. Yeah, and I think that is all I have to say. The next sprint might be September 30th, or might be in October. Just keep an eye out, subscribe, and like the live streams will appear in your subscription feed. Yeah, you know how YouTube works. Okay, I guess I'm ending the stream now. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.